release all text messages relating to Russian probe of Comey, McCabe, Orr, Page, and Peter Strzok. It looks like President Trump is wanting to rock the deep state with critical declassification, exposing them all. President Trump has issued an immediate declassification order on Carter Page's FISA documents today. According to this report, President Trump went scorched earth today and also ordered the DOJ to publicly release all the text messages without redaction relating to the Russian investigation. Chad Pergram, a representative of the White House, stated that Trump has directed the Department of Justice, including the FBI, to publicly release all text messages relating to all investigations, including Russia, without redaction. At the request of a number of committees of Congress and for reasons of transparency, the President has directed the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and the DOJ, including the FBI, to provide for the immediate declassification of the following materials: pages 10 through 12 and 12 through 20, 17 through 34 of the June 2017 application to the FISA court in the matter of Carter Page, and 2, all of the FBI reports of interviews with Bruce Orr prepared in connection with the Russian investigation, and 3, all FBI reports of interviews prepared in connection with all Carter Page FISA applications. This is important to note that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein signed the June 2017 FISA renewal 1 month after he appointed Robert Mueller as special counsel to investigate Trump-Russian collusion.
President Trump taking a bold step in the Russia investigation, ordering the declassification of the Carter Page FISA warrant and other critical documents in the probe. Joining us now exclusively with more is Republican Congressman Devin Nunes, chairman of the House Intel Committee, who says the Democrats should be frightened about these documents' declassification release. Congressman Nunes, a couple things that our viewers need to understand tonight. The documents that are going to be released are regarding the Carter Page 2017 FISA application and the Bruce Orr, Justice Department official, Bruce Orr, written reports about the FISA application, correct?
Yeah, so it'll be the 20 pages of the last FISA that was approved on Carter Page, which will have basically everything that was in it from number 1, 2, 3, and 4 of what we think the American people need to understand, that this is actually the insurance policy that was talked about in the Strzok Page text. So a lot of people think the insurance policy was getting a FISA warrant on Carter Page. We actually believe it was more explicit than that. We believe it was actually that the insurance policy was specifically what they did that still is redacted, that the president has said that he's going to declassify, has ordered it declassified. There are about a dozen Bruce Orr 302s. Those are significant not just because of the Carter Page FISA, but also because it shows the interaction between Christopher Steele, Fusion GPS, and many other rotten apples within the FBI that were up to no good. Finally, there is exculpatory information that the president has ordered declassified that needs to happen. And then additionally, I think everybody knows there are text messages between the top leaders at the FBI at the time that the president has ordered declassified. And this is going to be a great day for the American people.
Okay, so are you concerned that there will be a great lag in time? Congressman, with the DNI, Director of National Intelligence, has to review this first, correct? And then they will be released, no questions, no question about it.
Well, no, the President of the United States was very clear in the statement that he put out today. So 20 pages with no redactions. So that is as simply as going to the Department of Justice, making 20 copies, and sending it out to the press. It's very, very simple. The only thing that could take a little bit of time would be the interviews that are in conjunction with the FISA, Carter Page FISA. That could be a little problematic, but I would think if the leader of the free world, the President of the United States, who has had to deal with this Russia nonsense for this long, if he orders it done, this shouldn't take more than a few days. But we're ready for it to take more than a few days because we're used to it. But ultimately, it's going to get out.
Adam Schiff today, of course, the ranking member of House Intel, said President Trump, in a clear abuse of power, has decided to intervene in a pending law enforcement investigation by ordering the selective release of materials he believes are helpful to his defense team, and he will advance a false narrative, already attempting to set in stone what these documents say, Congressman. To me, it looks very defensive on the part of Adam Schiff. Why so defensive? Why not just like, well, okay, it was the president's decision, and wouldn't the American people like to see this after all this time?
Well, the mainstream media is also buying the Kool-Aid that this is going to endanger national security. And, I don't know how many times they're going to run that play call, but it's laughable that they're saying this is going to somehow endanger national security. You've heard me say this and many others say this. This is really full transparency for the American people. This will be all the information really that I think the American people will need to see, because for 2 years we've been force-feeding this Russia Kool-Aid to the American people, so much so that you have the media involved in it, the mainstream media. The poor American people, I feel bad for some of these people who are part of this resistance movement who actually believe that the president is under control by the Russians and Republicans in Congress and controlled by the Russians. This is crazy talk, Laura.
Well, didn't Lisa Page,
this is what's happened with this.
Yeah, in one of those text messages, though, didn't she basically say, well, they had no indication of Russian collusion? Like in 2016, well, they had to basically find something, or they tried to find something. That's why they needed the FISA.
Well, this was always an investigation in search of a crime. I supported Mueller when he was first appointed, largely because I thought, great, we have a good guy that was there before. He'll come in quickly, see that there's no evidence of collusion, except maybe there might be collusion between the Democrats and the Russians, which there is, which the special counsel's done nothing about. Nobody's investigated it. And, now this thing has just gone on so long that it's scary to see the mainstream media, many Americans who have bought into this Russia Kool-Aid. It's really, really scary.
Now, well, they've abdicated the whole role of being calling balls and strikes at this point. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it, with an exclusive take on this declassification. This is what everybody's been asking for, and we await these documents.